Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of my new podcast, In the Making of, where I will be interviewing entrepreneurs, course creators, and professionals of all kinds of backgrounds who are making a difference in their own unique ways. What makes us different is that we don't just focus on what they do, but we actually want to know how they got there and what they've gone through to get there. So we want to discover who they are, the experiences that have shaped them, their opinions on controversial topics, and so much more. So my goal here is to reveal the person that is behind the entrepreneur or the personal brand. And I hope that by doing that, and you guys listening, you'll be able to relate to my guest and feel inspired to start your own journey. On to my first guest, who is a longtime friend. He has one of the most fabulous personalities of all time. He's hilariously funny and completely authentic. He's the perfect open book to start my show. So his name is Travis. He's going to share with us his personal journey, which started with a fitness goal. So he lost 86 pounds in 5 months, all on his own, which is a pretty big achievement. Just a quick disclaimer before we start. This interview was recorded with our true characters in mind, so there might be some language and topics that are not appropriate for children. You have been warned. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy it as much as we did. Let's roll.
And then maybe 20 minutes later, I was with my boss. This time it happened again. I'm not even kidding. Like my heart stopped working correctly, couldn't breathe. I was like, friends, I'm gonna die. Call someone, call the police. I'm gonna die. And so I get up, go outside, start walking, and it took 5 minutes of walking and looking around. And this is when something clicked in me. And I was presented with two options. You know, the red pills, the blue pills. It was option A, I die in less than a year. It was really that simple. Or option B, I work on myself and I change everything about my life. And obviously I took option B.
And since you're here.
From this moment, everything changed. And it wasn't, I call it, people around me call it fitness journey, but I like to call it just a journey, because it wasn't just about losing weight. It wasn't just about being happy. Being healthy. For me, it was like being happy. It was about being a better version of myself, being someone that I love.
Hi guys, this is Mary here with my really good friend Travis. We're going to do an interview together. We'll learn a bit more about his experience going through a fitness change and all the obstacles that he's been through, and maybe even more personal growth tips for you through this interview. So how are you doing, Travis?
I'm feeling blessed and highly favored. Thank you very much. How about you?
Thank you. I'm feeling great. Really excited to learn about you. Actually, I'm very excited.
Everybody's excited about me, so I get it.
That's awesome. So to explain how the interview is going to work, I have 4 different types of questions: the green, yellow, red, and violet. We'll go through them by that order. I'll ask you 2 questions of each, and how I do this is by asking you a number. And you give me like your number. I ask you the question related to this number. All set with you?
Yes.
Excellent. So let's start for real. Can you give me a number between 2 and 61?
If it was between 2 and 70, I would have said 69 because I'm very original. But I'm just gonna go with 58.
58. Okay.
Ooh, I'm almost nervous.
What would you say to the beginner Travis that you were when you started your fitness journey or your fitness change? What would you say to him?
The past me, I would start by saying, "Don't run away. Don't run. It's just me from the future. Don't panic. You good? Don't stay. Stay. Okay, we good." And then I would probably tell him, keep focused and don't forget why you do this, and everything's gonna go smoothly. That's really that simple. And then I go back to my portal.
Okay, so keep focused.
And don't forget why you do
don't
this.
forget why you do this.
Mm-hmm.
You have did you have like some kind of habit that you like? Were you reading your objective every day, or was there something to help you remember why you were doing this every day, especially on the like hard moments where like you want to eat shit food and you couldn't?
Well, it's really the thing that I was that kept me going was basically um it's a TV show that basically helped me realize that I needed to change. And every time I think about this TV show, every time I would watch an episode, I would watch an episode every morning at the time to help me stay motivated. And every time I would work out, I would listen to like the soundtrack of the show, like the songs that would be played, and that would just keep me in the zone. So it was the thing that helped me stay focused, stay grounded, and not lose my focus. Basically, it was really that
Okay.
simple for me.
Okay, and can you give us the name of the show? Which one was it?
It's really simple. It's called Heartstopper. It's kind of popular within the queer community. Um,
Okay.
if you want, I could give you like I could give you a short story of like how I started my journey because I think that would help
Oh
if you
yeah.
want, obviously.
Yeah, yeah,
So
go ahead.
I have the short version, the long version, the very long version. Which one do you want? Maybe the long
Give
version?
yeah, yeah, give us the long version, the one you want
Okay.
to
Okay, so
explain.
very simply put, it was a Sunday evening. It was really late at night, but not too late. It was like 10 in the afternoon, 10 in the evening, whatever. And I was like, let me just watch a little something on Netflix before going to sleep, before going to work. And I was just scrolling and I saw this show called Heartstopper. I've heard about it. It was out for a couple of weeks and I know there was gay stuff in it. So I was like, let's do this, baby. So I pressed play. I'm like, I'm gonna watch one episode or two because I don't want to go to sleep too late. I watched the whole thing, went to sleep at 4 in the morning because you know me, I don't listen to myself. And it was a really cute show. It was adorable, very cute ending. Gay wins, obviously. And I was really happy when I went to sleep. Wake up in the morning, still very, very happy. I still think about Nick and Charlie, and they're adorable and everything. I'm at work. I'm just doing my own thing. I'm really, really happy. I worked at the charcuterie department in a metro, and I was very, very happy. And then as I was thinking about them and how happy they are and how cute they are and everything, like all of a sudden it kind of just hit me, and I was like, oh my god, I'm never gonna be happy like them. I'm never gonna find love. I'm never gonna experience what they experienced. Everything they have. It's something that I'm never gonna be able to live. And when I got this realization, all of a sudden the happiness shifted and like a deep, deep sadness just overflowed within me. And when I started having this feeling, I was with my coworker and I was like, "Hala, I'm not feeling well. My heart stopped working correctly. It started pounding, and I had a hard time breathing. I couldn't stand. Like I had to lay
Oh no.
on the counter. At the time, I thought it was like a heart problem disease because we have a history of heart problems with my family, so I thought it was that. Nowadays, I'm pretty sure it was like some kind of anxiety or panic attack, and like it took me a big 20 seconds before going back to having my composure and everything. Hala was like, "Are you okay? You good?" I was like, "I'm good. Thanks, thanks, thanks." And then maybe 20 minutes later, I was with my boss. This time, it happened again. I'm not even kidding. Like my heart stopped working correctly, couldn't breathe. I was like, "France, I'm gonna die. Call someone, call the police. I'm gonna die." And she was like, "Bitch, go back home. Go back home." I was like, "You sure?" And she was like, "If you fall, I'm not gonna pick you up. So go back home." So I was like, okay, well, I came back home. My heart the whole day was still pounding. I was short breath. I couldn't. I was still very sad for like my realization, and like I remember this day, Monday night, when I went to sleep. I was thinking, my heart was still like this. I couldn't breathe normally. And I told myself, I said, if I die tonight, I wouldn't even mind. I was like, I deserve to die at this point.
Oh
And
wow.
I couldn't go back to work the whole week because I was still feeling really unwell. I had to take an appointment to the doctor. I think it was on Friday. So the rest of the days, I just kept, mm, you know, boohoo me. You know what I mean? I kept like blaming, like being a victim of
Being
myself,
a
basically being
victim.
like, yeah, being like, oh no, my life is so sad. Nah, yeah, nah. I just stayed in my room because I couldn't take 3 steps before like feeling my heart, being a bitch. And I remember Thursday afternoon, like I've been sitting on this very chair for like 4 days straight, watching videos on YouTube or shit like this. And at some point, I was like, okay, like I need to get up and I don't know, take a walk. I felt a little better. I was like, I need some sun on my skin. Okay, so I get up, go outside, start walking, and it took 5 minutes of walking and looking around, and this is when something clicked in me. And I was presented with two options. You know, the red pills, the blue pills.
Oh yeah.
It was option A, I die in less than a year. It was really that simple. Or option B, I work on myself and I change everything about my life. And obviously I took option B. And
Since you're here.
from this moment, uh, everything changed. And it wasn't, I call it, people around me call it fitness journey, but I like to call it just a journey because it wasn't just about losing weight. It wasn't just about being happy. I mean, being healthy. For me, it was like being happy. It was about being a better version of myself, being someone that I love. And it part of it was being healthy. And if you want to be healthy, you have to lose weight. It's really that simple for most of people. And from this moment, I installed myself discipline, determination, motivation, and from now on, it was 3 hours of working out a day and a very strict diet, very simple diet. And I didn't know what to do. I don't know anything about fitness. I didn't know anything about, I didn't even watch YouTube videos. I'm not even kidding. I was just like, I'm going to go with the flow. I'm going to go with what I know. I don't know how to do curls. I don't know how to like count myself. I was like, what do I know how to do? I know how to walk. I'm a very good walker. Okay. I have legs for days, baby. So I was like, let me just walk. So I walked for basically 2 hours and a half a day. And the other half was like doing some simple curls that I had in the basement. And the diet, I was like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what's good. I don't know what's bad. So I'm just gonna go with a very simple, like intermittent fasting, which was basically just I eat pretty much what I want in the breakfast. And for dinner and supper, I eat very, very, very small portions. And then rinse and repeat. And it just worked, you know?
Oh
So
wow,
that's
okay.
so and I was 286 when I started, 286 pounds when I started. And by the end of September, I was 200 pounds.
Oh wow.
I started this journey June 3rd. So basically, I lost 86 pounds in less than 5 months.
Wow. This is kind of impressive. Wow,
Thank
especially
you.
like how the discipline you still needed to have every day to just keep
Mm,
going and keep doing
tha-
things you were not used to
mm,
before.
That's true. And that's something that I'm always going to tell people when people were like, oh, what's your secret? There's this YouTuber called The Odd Ones Out. Shout out to him. Like, I'm just going to plug him a little bit. I don't know if I'm allowed to, but I'm going to do it anyway because I'm a criminal. Anyway, he posts animation videos and he's very funny. And there's one of his videos he was talking about his career and he said something that really stick to me. And this is the one thing that like it's locked in my mind forever. And it's discipline comes before motivation. If you're not motivated to do something, it's normal. It's okay to not be motivated as long as you're disciplined. Force yourself to do something until you want to do it.
Mm.
And with that in mind, I just kept going without ever stopping.
Oh wow. That's a really great principle. I do agree with him. And it's great that
Thank you.
you plug it in. I'm pretty sure people can now like learn a lot
Yeah,
from him if you have like these like gold mines of ideas.
he's a very good YouTuber. You guys should look him up. The odd
Can
ones
you
out.
repeat? The name?
the odd ones out. He's
The
kind of
Odd Ones.
popular. He's somehow popular, so I'm pretty sure a lot of people know him already.
Cool.
So yeah,
And
that was what was the question
well, you talked a bit
again?
more like about your whole journey, and you explained. I really like the fact that it was not just a fitness journey, but a personal one. Like your
Yeah.
entire life seems to have
Y-
changed.
yeah, it's not just about being more active and eating more healthy. It was all these little things like making my bed in the morning, cleaning myself more, being more clean. Like right now, it's clean behind me. It would not have been cleaned like this 2 years ago. Okay, like I would have found a dead turtle somewhere in my living room. But yeah, it's all about these little things that I needed to improve about myself. Also, having a better attitude, being more happy, being more like satisfied with being grateful for the things that I have and fighting for the things that I want. All the little things like this.
Wow, those are like great citations.
Oh,
Really
thank
great.
you.
I would like put them on Zillow and like sell them to everyone.
Yeah, 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 trademark, trademark. I'm gonna make t-shirts, baby.
You need to make money out of this.
Oh, honey, like there's too much things about me that I can money with. It's too hard for me to decide. I mean, the face, the body, the mind. Like,
Oh yeah,
choose.
everything.
Pick your poison.
Oh, yeah, so the question was basically about
Hmm.
your journey. So
Yes.
you've done all that. You've gone through all this transformation, this fitness one, this personal one,
Hmm.
alone. You did that completely alone with like no
I
support whatsoever.
I wasn't alone in the sense that I still had my family with me. Like at the time, it was still like the confinement, like the COVID thingy. So everybody had to stay within their house, and I had the humongous luck of living with my family the whole time, with my family, my brother's family, my mother, my father. We had also like two roommates, but they're cool. They're cool. They're good boys. So and my mother and my father, they've never been more proud of me, especially my father. It was very inspiring and impressive and really nice to have this approval from him because we do have a history of not getting along very well, and I we did improve. I feel like this journey really helped me improve my relationship with my father. I feel like my father finally saw something to be proud of with me because I've never felt like he was proud of me before. Maybe it was a me problem, maybe it was a him problem, maybe it was a little bit of both. But I'm just happy that now my father and I were finally getting along, and I feel like it's just really, really nice because I needed that. And my mother has been a huge help. Like when I came back from work and she saw me like going on a walk for the 40th time in the day, I came back and she prepared like a salad for me. It was really, really nice to have this kind of support from her. And like she would buy more healthy food for us, for the family because of me. And I was really grateful for that. And my brother, he helped also. He gave me some advice about how to work out because he's a gym bro, or at
Oh
least he
yeah.
was. I don't know what he does right now. Anyway, he gave me tips there and there. It was nice, and also obviously I have amazing friends that really, even though they're not physically with me because they literally live in another country, they always hyped me up. They always um, encouraged me, and it was really really nice to see that kind of approval. And honestly, I would probably not have been able to do it without them. So I was physically alone in a sense, but I had all these voices behind me that were constantly pushing me. So I thank them for that immensely.
Yeah, we think them too. Like this is great. So you were technically not alone. You had some kind of a support group for you in
Yes,
order to be able to. And you said you can confirm that if you didn't have that, you would have had a much harder time.
I would have
Um,
had a harder time. Yes, much harder
okay.
time. But I I have to say it, even if it's even if it's hard for people to do it alone, it's not impossible. So don't rely on people to help you, assume that you're going to do it alone and be happy if people help you, but just accept if they don't. You know what I mean? Don't
Okay.
don't let the lack of help stop you from your objective, basically.
Oh, okay. Wow. Yeah, I feel like it is something very important to take responsibility over your own
Hmm.
life. And you know, if you
Exactly.
have like if you have a goal or something, then you just go for it. And if people don't
Exactly.
support you, they don't support you. They should even get out of your life then.
Yeah, because I got a lot of support, but also I had my challenges. There's a lot of people that were not helpful in my journey. And if you want, I can talk about it. I don't mind.
Yes, I like some examples of what you really found helpful from what did your friends
Uh,
say or did that you found really helpful, and
uh,
other examples that things that people did or say that you found really unhelpful.
well, obviously, well, from my parents' perspective, my mother gave me the most like physical help with like her cooking. Basically, we love
Mhm.
mama's cooking, don't we?
We
And
do.
buying healthy food, so obviously that was a huge help for her. And also just the fact that she would literally brag about me to her friends and coworker, and somehow knowing that she was bragging gave me this boost of, okay, I can do this, like cannot disappoint her anymore. And it wasn't putting me pressure, it just gave me more motivation. And
Mhm.
like I said, my father just being proud of me finally, just that, it was the boost I needed again. And my other friends, my God, I was watching. Funny enough, like he wrote it. Like we often like just text to each other, like write on the internet. And I was reading stuff that they would tell me at the time that I started my journey, and I almost teared up because it was just like general. I'm so proud of you. You do the good work. You're an inspiration and everything. Just saying that to me, just reading it and hearing it, just that. It doesn't have to be like specific words. It's just knowing that they're proud of me. It was just so nice to feel the love of them from them. It was just really, really nice. And for the not helpful part, I had a lot of people, not a lot of them. I have some of them. Even I'm not gonna lie, like even my brother, even if he was helpful at the beginning, he was not helpful. He said nasty stuff to me that did not help and stuff. But like it's all forgiven. Like I'm not angry at him for this, but if I had to be precise, like some nasty stuff that you can hear is, for example, telling me, "Oh, I don't know why you're telling me how proud you are. We all know you're gonna gain back the weight." This is things that I heard, or "Oh, I don't think you should lose weight anymore. You look unhealthy," which was totally not the case. But they don't know what they're talking about.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
okay.
Like
Okay.
I know my stuff. I know my truth, and it's not gonna let I'm not gonna let them affect me. And another general example, this one lady told me, "Oh, if you lose more weight, you're just gonna be ugly." And I'm like, "That's not the goal. The goal is not to be beautiful. The goal is not to be ugly. The goal is to be healthy." And I thank you for your input. Get away from me now.
Yeah, I'll leave your opinion to to you.
Yeah, exactly. Come again. So these are pretty much the biggest examples that I could have. Okay, last one. At some point, there was a client that came. Like at the time, I worked at Metro at the charcuterie. The client came. She's in front of me, and she has this face of worry, and be like, "Oh my God, are you sick? You look sick." And I'm like, "No, no, I just lost the way." I was like, "Did you get an operation or anything?" I'm like, "No, no, all by myself." And she's like, "Be careful." I'm like, "Girl, I get that you're worried, but come on, look at the material. I'm not sick, okay?" So that's pretty much like the main examples of unhelpful comment that I have. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so there's all kind of different people out there. Would you
Oh,
say that
totally.
someone would you say that someone going through a similar journey, um, how 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 should they prepare to receive that kind of feedback, either positive or like, but especially like the negative feedback? I mean, in my perception, I didn't even know people could be negative when you're on that kind of journey. But you kind of like destroy that. I mean, like I saw everyone as so positive and like helpful all the time, but they're technically
it's
not then.
I mean, it's all about some people could get different approach. Like at some point, I was like, I want to prove them wrong, but then I realized you don't have to prove them anything. You just have to
Mhm.
prove yourself right. Like it's not about them; it's about yourself. Once again, it's all about focus. It's all about discipline. Focus on yourself. Accept the positive and reject the negative. Acknowledge the negative. Don't ignore it, but ignore it. No, I mean, yeah, ignore it. Acknowledge. I'm losing myself. To be right back, I'm just gonna scroll around.
All
Just
right.
brain fart. Yes, sir. It had to happen at some point. But just focus on yourself and just don't let them affect you. It's really that simple.
Mm.
At least for me.
Yeah, okay. So it's I'm trying to think about how to
I know.
resume that thought.
I know it's
Um
not an easy task, honey. Basically, accept the positive energy and reject the negative one. But that's really simply, it's really that. Huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Be a
And
cute sponge.
oh, nice.
An anti black matter sponge, whatever, something like that. Negative
Yes.
matter.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of the time we put a lot of stock into other people's perception of ourselves and their
Hmm.
judgment of us. And we do this like for everything, not just fitness, but business, their relationships, everything. But
Exactly.
I really like what you say that you should focus on yourself and just
Yeah.
leave everyone out of it because you're the one in this body. You're the one who can tell, am I feeling good by doing this or am I feeling bad? If I'm feeling bad, I should maybe listen and change something. But if I
Hmm.
feel good, it doesn't matter what the other people around are saying. Like I feel good. So I'm going to keep on like that path that I am in order to get
Exactly.
to my goal. Yeah.
Totally. It's all about
Great.
focus. Great.
All about focus. So if we come back to like the first questions that I asked was like,
Hmm.
what would you say to the beginner you when you started your journey? So you
Yeah.
said focus,
And discipline comes before motivation.
discipline comes before motivation. Can you explain that? I feel like a lot of the time we have a bad perception of discipline versus motivation. We always want to do everything because we want to do it, but sometimes we
Hmm.
need to do things we don't like or don't want to do. But like how was your relationship with discipline? Was it like a great one at first? Did you hate it?
Honestly, I'm kind of playing the devil's advocate because I say discipline comes motivation, which is still the truth. But I had the luck of being motivated from the get go because of yet again like what happened to me, and also every time I would look at Heartstopper, I have one of the books right there. By the way, funny enough, it's right there. It's hard. It's also like a visual novel. By the way, like
Oh,
I'm
okay.
plugging it. Like because of this, because of my motivation and everything, it was hard for me to not be motivated. But sometimes I wouldn't have the motivation, but when I didn't have this tank, it's like two tank fuels basically, you know what I mean? There's the motivation fuel and the discipline fuel, and I would run on motivation, but when the motivation started getting low, I would press pause and activate my discipline. And every time my discipline would get well, like once my discipline would get lower and lower, my motivation would go back. And when my motivation went back full, now I would use it. It's about balance. It's about um, really forcing yourself in a way. It's kind of torture discipline. You know what I mean? Like you're like, oh, I don't want to make my bed. I don't want to do this, but then you're like, do it anyway. And at some point, you're gonna stop saying do it anyway and start saying, okay, I want to do it. I have like, let's do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it becomes like automatic actually. It's become part of your daily life. So
Exactly.
you don't need motivation, you have the discipline. I feel like motivation, we need a lot of it when we want to start new habits or something new. And discipline,
Yes.
we
It's
need
when
it
we want
to
to keep
keep.
it.
Yeah, exactly. When we want to keep the good habits. And
Ex-
yeah, force yourself into like the new habits. But you know
Yes.
what? This like idea of like having two tanks is so revolutionary. I feel like I'm going to use this later.
I just thought of it funny enough, and I was like, wait, I'm
Really?
smart.
Yes, you're very smart. Like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
It's really well explained, and people can understand so much better with that kind of example. And
A
you can
visual support
explain.
always helps explaining.
Yeah, yeah, and they can understand a bit more why do they feel so less motivated, and and that it's okay to be not always super motivated. It's impossible
Exactly.
to be like 100% full on the tank of motivation. You need to
Hmm.
like use the torture material with like
Yeah.
the discipline and force yourself to do things.
Use your discipline when your motivation running low, and at some point it's gonna go back up, and then you can press stop on the discipline. Fuel.
Yeah, I love that concept. This is
Thank
really
you.
awesome.
Namaste.
um Namaste. Let's go for the second questions,
Oh
right?
yeah, that was the first question. Oh Lord, have mercy.
So, can you give me also a number between 2 and 61?
I said 58 the first
58?
time, right?
Yeah,
So let's go with 44,
44.
please.
Okay, so what achievement gives you the most pride in your entire life? It does seem to be this journey that you've been through.
It is. It's funny because I was thinking about it like some month ago, and yeah, I would say this journey. There's also another achievement that I'm really proud of. It's very different from this subject, but if you want, I can talk about it real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I see your approval. Um, I stopped taking my medication around 2019, 2020, because I have Tourette syndrome. Spoiler alert. I have. Yeah, I just proved to myself that I have. By anyway, I have the Tourette syndrome and I have ADHD. So I took medication all my life, and it's funny because there's kind of a link with my journey because my medication, the side effect was I didn't gain weight because of the medication, but it was my it was harder to lose weight with it
Okay.
because let's say we both run a mile, I would lose half the calories you would lose, for example.
Oh,
So
okay.
taking this medication was harder for me to lose weight. Not that I was trying at the time, but you know how it could have hindered my journey nowadays. And also at some point it started being expensive, and also there was a had a lot of judgment from mostly my family from having medication. There was a lot of comments every time I would feel cranky. People will tell me, "Did you forget your medication?" And that was annoying the shit out of me. So I was like, at the time, I had the wrong motivation of I have to prove them wrong. But it's also because I was like, I need to save money because I like money, and I stopped my medication. It was probably the hardest thing I've ever done. It was. I'm not even kidding. It was harder than
Really?
losing weight because I
Wow.
lost friendship because of that. I lost many good friends that nowadays I realize they were not good friends. But at the time, it was very hard for me. I entered depression. I was very sad all the time, and I think it was in 2019, 2020 that I started that. And at some point, I was really in a low place in my life, and thankfully, I think a year later, this is when I started my journey. So that helped me get out of this. So in a way, they're kind of linked. These are two in one uh, achievement. And nowadays, I can say that I'm proud of not taking medications anymore. And not that it's shameful to take medication. Like people, medications are a good thing for humanity. But in my specific case, I feel like at some point I had to grow out of it because it became a cane. like a
Oh
crutch,
yeah.
I think the word is.
Yes.
Became a crutch, and I wanted to prove to myself mostly that I didn't need medication to live. And not that there's nothing wrong with needing medication to live on. Like people need glasses to operate normally. So there's literally no difference between glasses and medication. But in my case, it it was for my mental health and for my wallet important to realize and also if I failed to operate normally without medication, I would have just accepted it and go back to it. But I'm glad that I'm able to control myself and not have a tantrum if I don't have my medication. You know what I mean? So these are pretty much my two biggest achievements.
Oh wow. Yeah, and you said that if you didn't had the first experience of like stopping your medication, you would have had a hard time going through your fitness, your losing weight.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
probably. Like there's no like confirmation, but I'm pretty sure that would have been the case.
Mm. And
I'm so sorry for sniffing in your ears.
it's all right.
I
I
hope
don't
one day
think
you will
we
forgive me. Anyway, sorry.
I forgive you already. Um I don't hear you anymore though.
Oh, hello?
Oh, okay. Sorry,
Okay.
maybe it's on my end.
I was just mouthing namaste. That's why you didn't hear
Yeah.
me. So sorry, I cut you off like 3 times already. So,
um as far as your medication goes,
mhm.
how did you yeah, I'm trying to think about people who might be like thinking about stopping their own medication for something that they can stop it without any like kind of really big consequences. Um, how like how did you live through the first few days? How were they? Were they that different? Was it really like hard? You mentioned like losing friendships
At
and
the first, it's mostly because when I decided to stop my medication, I did have a conversation with my group of friends and telling them this is a big step in my life, and I need you guys to tell me. I trusted them at the time. That was a huge mistake, but I told them I trust you guys to tell me if you see any changes in my behaviors, if I'm more cranky, if I'm more snappy, this and that. And they were like, yeah, sure. And they never did. They never told me anything. So all the time I thought that things were good, but I feel like a high schooler saying that. But some months ago, I realized that I had a change in my attitude. I had a change in my behaviors, and they noticed it, and they never told me. And they
pulling
started like
away?
pushing me away without telling me. Like every time I would
Mm,
suggest, like, "Oh, do you guys want to hang out?" They would like, "Oh, sorry, I'm not available." But in truth, they just didn't want to hang out with me because they didn't like being with me anymore, and I was oblivious of the situation
oh, okay.
because I really thought that they were my friends. I really thought that they would support me and tell me, and that's kind of on me because nowadays I realize they were not good people. They were not good friends,
Good friends
and
to you.
I basically I let myself be in this group because I didn't have anyone at the time and I didn't want to be alone. And when I excluded myself from the group, it was a roller coaster of emotion. I regretted it. I was happy. I regretted it again. I was sad. I was angry. I was hungry at some point. And now I'm just really glad I made the decision because true friends are people that help you be a better person. And they were these were the kind of friends that are just a cement block in a river. I was drowning with them, like, and getting away from this group, getting away from these friendships was basically me cutting the rope and going to the surface.
Oh, wow. That is an
I'm good at
interesting
metaphors
journey.
today.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. And I've been wanting to say, since you've said that you've shared with your group of friends, like that, yeah, I was going to stop medication. I need you to like tell
Hmm.
me, give me feedback. Can I say that I really admire this? Like you seem like a very open person.
And that's I feel like it's kind of rare these days that people share this and they kind of just want to be open and they are open to receive the feedback. So like the fact that you were courageous enough, I don't know, to like share this and also share your like journey of losing weight. I feel like a lot of people we tend to like keep things to yourselves because we want to prove that we can and then we're going to tell the world, okay, I've lost like 10 pounds doing this or I've lost a bit of weight. But I feel like a lot of people tend to like only share once it's done, but they don't really want to share when they're starting because when they're starting, this is where you make the mistakes. This is where you may look like shit sometimes. You don't necessarily make all the right decisions and all that. And it's like it's a harsher part of the journey at first. And the fact that you were able to like just be open about it, I really do admire this. Like you're
Oh,
like
thank
that
you.
was yeah, this is a great quality to
Keep
yourself.
talking. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I've always been an open person all my life, so it's not like I'm an open book, and putting my journey on social medias. It was a way. It was a way to help myself somehow because I was like, I started this journey. People know, and somehow it gave me even more motivation that I have to do this. Because even
Okay.
though if I fail, it's not the end of the world, it's going to be the end of my world. Like, I could not afford to fail because at this point, it wasn't about, oh, oopsie doodle. Well, I guess I'm going to stay like this forever. No, it was, I'm going to die if I don't succeed. That's
Okay.
how I saw it. That's why I was like, I, it's not an option to fail. It just wasn't. Because once again, it wasn't about losing weight. It was about being alive. It was about surviving in this world. It was about making my mark for myself and being happy. So if I fail to this, I was not going to be happy. And that was just not an option. And I guess that's why I wanted to share it a little bit to the world because I'm a little bit of an attention whore. I'm not gonna lie about it. I like I like showing off a little bit. I don't have a lot to show off. So
Oh,
when I
we
can,
can see
I'm
it.
gonna do it. so so I'm like, I'm just gonna like, I'm proud of myself. So I look cute in this picture for once. I'm just gonna put it on Facebook, and then receiving these waves of, I'm not gonna say admiration. I'm not Lady Gaga, but these waves of support and just good vibes. I was like, okay, let's do this. And some people, they were not necessarily as positive in the comment. It was very. I'm just thinking of one person. She was like, "Oh, Travis, no, be careful. No, it's not good. No, no." I just blocked her. I was like, "You're not part of my journey, girl. Bye. I love you. I love you. You're a good girl. Bye. Having fun." So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm just an open person, and I just don't like secrets. I just don't like hiding things, and that's just who I am.
That's great. Can I ask?
No, yes.
Did you did you share the hard days as well as the good days, or were you more into sharing when you had at least some kind of
Can I be?
result or when you felt
uh,
good? Is that like when you were sharing?
I'm gonna be honest with you. In these 5 months of hard working, there was no hard days for me because there was not. Trying to think about hard. The hard days were like when I was getting these hard comments, and I wasn't shy of telling people like, "Oh, don't let people getting you down." These were like my hard days, quote unquote. And I guess at some point during summer I had COVID, so that was also a hard day, a hard week. But like when we talk about the journey, I feel very very lucky because from point A to point B, I was able to achieve my objective without any real obstacle because the obstacle all this time, all my life was myself. Once I remove the obstacle part from myself, the world opened to me. And day one, day two, day three, I never faltered in these 5 months. After these 5 months, I got some throwback. I got some oopsie daisy, like some moments that I'm not proud of myself. That's true. But it was at the time that I wasn't as talkative to social media because I'm not gonna lie, at some point I was lazy posting pictures on Facebook. I'm like, I don't want to post a picture of myself. I just want to go for a walk. Let's do this thing. And yes, I had some hard times, but if in these moments, in these 5 months, I had like actually hard times, I'm pretty sure I would have shared them because it's important. It just is important. Don't show only the beautiful, show the ugly. Like the beast is also there. It's Beauty and the Beast, honey, not just beauty. It must be a
Oh
very
yeah.
boring movie. It was just the beauty in the castle. Okay, we need the beast at some point. And
Yeah.
once again, I just feel so lucky because I just was able to do my thing. And even though I got, once again, some trips, they were just so small compared to my discipline and my motivation.
Oh yeah.
So
Okay. What is your definition for you of a bad day and a good day?
a bad thing is when I hurt myself
Oh,
during the workout. I,
oh
I,
okay.
I, I guess at some point, I think it was like the third week. I think it was my right ankle was kind of dying in the sense that it was really, really painful because, yeah, imagine walking 3 hours a day for
Wow.
every
Yeah.
day. And, and when you start at like 300 pounds ish, that's, even if it's just walking, you have to do it. And it's difficult. And I would say that these were my hard days. But I pushed through it, but I still stayed careful. Always be careful. Know your body. Listen to your body. If you sense that your ankle cannot hold it any longer, don't do it. In my case, I was just like, okay, my ankle is fine enough to walk a little less or like slower because I listened to my body. If I didn't listen to my ankle, it would have been probably way harder for me to stand in front of you being that sexy. And another another hard days, I guess, weirdly enough, okay, I have a good example. I had cheat days. The first Saturday of every month, I had a cheat day. Cheat day is basically you allow yourself to eat whatever you want and you still stay active, but like sometimes I would eat like a poutine
Yeah.
oh my god, I remember the very first cheat day I got. I was so panicking. I was like, okay, instead of making one sandwich, I'm gonna make a sandwich and a soup. Ooh, I'm fancy. I'm
Oh wow.
fancy. And that the day I was panicking after eating the soup, I was like, oh no, what have I done? But these were like hard days in the sense that they were stressful for me because even though I was allowed to eat normal like a normal human being, I was still nervous because I was like, what if I slip up? What if I eat a poutine today and then the day after I'm like, oh, I want to eat a poutine again? That was very nerve breaking for me, but I had to stay focused. I had to stay disciplined. That was pretty much my hard days. Other hard days, or I had another example earlier, but I forgot mid explanation. But let's say it's also when you don't see results on the scale. That's
Oh.
that's that's very heartbreaking. People have to realize that when you start a fitness journey and when you start it, the first week is always going to be the best week. The first week I lost 12 pounds in 7 days, but I knew that the second week was going to be the worst week because what your body does when you start being active all of a sudden is that the body the first week is like not prepared, like like your system is like it's lying on the couch eating popcorn watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and all of a sudden it's like, what's happening? Like, why are we moving? Why are we moving? So it doesn't know what to do. So that's why, because it's unprepared, it loses all this fat, all this weight. But the next week it's like it came back with like a plated armor, like the two spears each end. They're like, okay, come at me, bitch. That's why your system, like it's protective. It's like it doesn't know what happened. So it's like it keeps the fat. So the next week you basically lose very few pounds, barely anything. And most people give up most of the time because the
Oh,
first week they're like, yay. And the second week they're like, oh, well, fuck off.
yeah.
But because I knew that, like, I didn't let this defeat me. So that's why it was hard, but I knew it was going to be hard. It's all about also preparation. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
not letting yourself be defeated. So these were my hard days, basically. I got
Okay.
really lucky because my hard days are like a picnic in the park compared to a lot of people hard days. So once again, I'm very happy for my luck.
Yeah, I'd like to know like exactly why are you so special that you have like almost none of bad days.
I'm gonna say like my friend Dashel says, I'm built different. Okay. Everybody's different. Everybody's journey, like this is also something that I tell people. Everybody's gonna be different. Everybody's journey is gonna be not the same. So find your rhythm. I feel like I hit the jackpot by finding my rhythm the very first time. Even though I say it's my very first time, but not really because like I think 5 or 6 years ago, I went on this journey too. I lost 50 pounds in 6 months and I gained it all back the next year because I didn't keep myself motivated. I didn't keep myself disciplined. And I feel like the journey that I did 2 years ago, I learned from my past mistakes and I didn't let it uh, sadden me. And I was like, okay, this time, what did I do wrong? Okay, this, I didn't do this right. So I'm going to do this instead. And it worked. We could say it took me 2 tries. Fair enough. I got lucky that it only took me 2 tries. Some people, it takes 6 tries, 7 tries. They're still finding it 5 years later. But find your rhythm and everything's going to go smoothly. Well, not smoothly, but a little smoother.
A little smoother. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
I like the fact that you need to find your rhythm, and I'd like to add that you also need to find what works for you. There are some
Exactly.
type of things, there are some type of exercise or diet that are going to work well for people. But if you're a vegetarian and you're trying a diet which is like mostly meat, it's not going to work. Even if it worked for a lot of people, it won't work for you.
Exactly.
So
What works for me is most likely not going to work for you because it's just very different. It might. Good for you if it does. Try my thing if you want to, but don't expect to have the exact same result
yeah,
because
yeah, that's
everybody's
great.
different.
Exactly. And we're
Everybody
different
is.
on a physical level and I feel a mental level. We're each like have like yeah, a different discipline, a different development, different beliefs also.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to like overcome all of it. But like everyone is different. No one has the same beliefs, the same thought process, the same mental strength. So even like if like we tried to do exactly what you did, we might have
Mm-hmm.
different results because we were not on the same mental, maybe like um, health as you were when you started. So it's important. I feel like it is important for people to understand that they start at their own level,
Yes.
and they should like just they should just track their own progress from like last week or last month and keep on like building this physical
Mm-hmm.
their physical body but also their mental and emotional strength too because as you said it's like it's not just a fitness journey, it's literally a personal journey that
Mm-hmm.
is going to change your entire world, your entire being.
And that's something else I need to add it because it's one of the most important thing I'm going to say today is don't compare yourself to others. Just don't. When I was at work or when I was at my place, I've seen a lot of people talk to me like in like face to face or on the internet and say, "Oh, you motivated me so much. I started losing weight." I was like, "Yeah, good job." And the next thing saddens me really often. They would always say, "Oh, but I only lost 10 pounds or I only lost this amount of pounds." Don't say only. You lost weight. You did it. Don't compare yourself to me or anyone else. Be proud of your accomplishment. Even if it's not as good as other people, it's good. It's good. Be proud of yourself. Never, never compare your journey to other people's journey, because this is like comparing cats and dogs, fish and birds, or I don't know, Madonna and Marilyn Manson. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, just do your thing and be happy with your accomplishment. That's really
That's
that
a great
simple.
lesson. Yeah, that is a great lesson.
Thank you. I'm good at lessons today.
You're very good. Would you mind moving on with the question?
Yes, no, yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So
This is
we'll
that was
do.
just question two, right?
Yes, it was.
Oh Lord have mercy.
So for the yellow cards, maybe I can do. We'll try maybe one or two if we can.
Okay,
So
okay.
give me a number between 2 and 47.
25.
25. What would you say is what role does your fitness play in your life or your health? Is that a clear question for you?
It's
Like,
an
how
interesting
important
one.
is it?
Uh, for me, my health became my number one priority. Because I feel like if I don't make it my number one priority, I'm gonna fall back to my old habits. And I categorically refuse to go back there. I'm just not allowed to. For me, I had to put like this psychic mental wall behind me to not look back. If I look back, I can look back, but I can't physically be there.
Okay.
I have to remember what I did while not going back there. So this is why health is my top priority right now, because it's just not an option to lose this priority. So
Yeah.
I'd say
And
it's
would
pretty
you
important.
It is. Yeah, I think without health, you can have anything else. If you're not healthy, it's hard having good relationships. It's hard to have
Yeah.
a job that you like. It's
Hmm.
hard taking care of your family, of the people you love.
Yeah.
If you're not healthy yourself, you can't take care of anyone. You should
Yeah.
take care of yourself and be selfish for once.
Exactly. I love being selfish. I must
um,
admit that. Wait, go ahead. Sorry, I was just going to make a silly comment, so go ahead.
well, go ahead. I don't mind.
Yeah, now they're like, we need to hear the silly comment. I was just going to say, I must admit that money is often trying to crawl its way into top one. And sometimes I'm like, maybe I should put money first, but no, health is top priority.
Health is top
Health is
priority, and
second. Money is second, though.
yeah, but I feel like money can be linked to health because
That's
your
true.
health your health journey kind of builds you this disciplined person
Hmm.
that you are today, and discipline is going to help you in making more money. And that kind of links to the question I want to ask you about have you felt that like your health was related to other areas of your life? Like the fact that you became more healthy, did it like help in other areas of your life?
100%. Okay. Because of my health, like I said before, I had a better relationship with my father. I feel like him and we connected way more. So it's already helped me. It helped me find a career because I've kind of always wanted to be a massage therapist, and because of multiple things, not just my health, but multiple things I couldn't be. But after I was finally happy with who I was and who I am, I started studying to be a massage therapist, and I realized very quickly that the unhealthy me, the unhappy me, would not have been able to be to be a massage therapist, because it's very physically demanding. You're
Mhm.
in a constant squat position, massaging people the whole time. My back would not have hold it, my legs would not have hold it, and my brain would not have holded it. I don't know how to say hold in English. And so, because of my health, because of me being a better person, I was able to have a career in massage therapy. So that's pretty much a big fat yes for your question. And because also of that, I was able to get. I found better friends. Um, I was able to nurtured my relationship with some of my friends. I was already good friends with them, but because of my better habits of me moving more, doing sports, working out, etc., I was able to connect with them more. So even though I didn't need that connection to stay friend with them, we had this. I just improved my connection with them,
Okay.
and yeah, I mean, being healthy helped me having a career. It helped me having money because if you don't have a career, if you don't have a job, you don't have money. That's pretty much everybody knows that. And it helped me having better relationship with my family, with my friends. So I'm gonna say yes, yet again.
And would you say like that your journey helped you understand more about relationships and become like what is it that you've learned about yourself and your own relationships during your journey? Because you talked about even like the journey of like losing the medication. You talked about like changing your group of friends and like
Hmm.
so what are the lessons around this that you've learned about yourself and your relationships?
The biggest lesson that I learned from this is, I think I said it a little bit earlier. It's I really needed to stop playing the victim and be sad about myself and work it out. If you're not happy with the life you have, change. Just change. There's something that you need to change. You don't have to change yourself. Like sometimes it's about a relationship that you need to cut off to be happy. Sometimes it's about a better attitude. Sometimes it's about the location. For me, it was basically about everything. I needed to change everything about myself. I needed to change my relationships. I needed to change the way I thought of the world. I needed to change my mental health and my physical health. So obviously, people started treating me differently because I treated life differently.
Okay,
So
yeah, you had a different outlook of life, and so I feel
exactly.
like you kind of had a different energy, a different vibe, or whatnot, and this is what like repelled maybe old people that were in your life before and attracted new people to you. Would you say?
Yes, totally.
Okay,
100%.
great,
So I'm very grateful for that.
great. Okay, let's do the second yellow card. So
Oh,
between
the
two,
third question was faster. I improved myself. I'm so
oh
proud.
yeah,
I was like, I need to go eat at some point.
oh yeah. Well,
No, I'm
I
kidding.
kind of like, yeah, I do like to ask some questions, but like,
Oh, yeah. Oh, no,
I
I
go
was
with
just
the
kidding
feel.
for I have to eat. I have all the time in the world, by the way. Don't
Okay,
worry.
you don't
So
have to
next
eat.
question.
Okay,
Nah, I don't need to eat. I ate. I'm good. I left no crumbs.
okay. So between 2 and 47 again.
Mm, let's go with 10.
10.
I'm feeling the 10.
Maybe we've talked about it through the sub questions, but what is the greatest challenge that you have overcome in your journey? What would you say is the total greatest challenge? You talked about like changing everything about yourself, even maybe the location. What do you feel is was the greatest challenge to overcome?
I'm gonna say when I moved here, at the time I lived with my family in a very small town. So I was able to go walk and do my things in my own rhythm without wondering about anything. I had my rhythm, I found it. And when I moved to a bigger city, to Trois-Rivières, it was the very first time that I lived alone. It was the very first time that I had my own apartment. And also I had a new job. I finally had my job in a massage therapy place in a spa. And it was a lot of changes in my life. So my rhythm got, I bicycle, someone put a stick in the wheels,
Yeah.
okay? So I had to get up and readjust myself. So I'd say it was very, very hard for me in the beginning and even today because I still have to readapt to, okay, what do I need to do? How do I need to do it? When do I need to do it? My walking rhythm got a little bit affected. And also the winter was harder for me because uh, my family's place, I could still be very active during winter because we had a treadmill in
Oh,
the
okay.
not the attic, but the other way around, the basement. There we go. And so it was very easy for me to keep active. But during winter, honestly, this winter was harsh. You can't walk outside without that snow, lady.
Yeah.
Like, I need raquettes. I need Jesus. I need something to help me. So I couldn't be as active. I was still trying to keep myself active by doing like some workout at my place. And also, I'm very lucky because I have a gym, a free access to the gym where I work. So it's very,
Oh,
very helpful. But even with that, I'd say it was hard for me to go back to a normal rhythm with
yeah.
every all these changes going on in my life. And I regained some weight, which is normal in a sense because you can't your weight always shifts, you know. And I gained weight mostly because I started gaining muscle. But
Oh, okay.
at the beginning, I panicked a little bit. Like, is it muscle? Is it fat? Is is someone behind me
Yeah.
pulling on the on the Weight Watcher? Like, what's happening? But all you need to do is like not panic and refocus, take a breath, take a breath, whatever, something in the lunch, um, and just go back to what you're comfortable with
Wow.
without while accepting the new. So that
Oh,
was my
okay.
hardest time, I'd say.
So physically changing place was really hard for you because you had to create all these new habits that you had mastered
Hmm.
in the past. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. And what was the hardest habit that you was it like walking? You talked about like having a hard time going outside during the winter. Was it like working out? Was it walking? Was it something else? Is there one habit that was hardest to like really come back to you?
Um, well, the walking part, not really, because I'm still very consistent to my walking. Nowadays, I don't walk 3 hours a day because I feel like the 5 first month was, I call it my my hardcore phase. That was me being hardcore and really hyper focused. And now since October 2021, I'm pretty much in I don't want to say chill phase because I'm still very much active and focused on staying disciplined in my thing, but I'm in more I'm not as hardcore. So I still walk at least 1 hour a day, and I still take I eat normally, but I never well, I at sometimes I'm gonna overflow. Sometimes I'm gonna eat a little snack because I'm only human. But I'm still like, if one day I'm like, ooh, let's eat a little cupcake. The day after I'm gonna be okay. Let's be more careful. It's all about balance. It's all about listening to yourself and your body. But I'd say the hardest. What was the question again?
The
What's the
hardest
hardest habit?
habit that you had
Um,
to like
I'd say pretty much. I want to say eating more likely because the main reason why it was harder for me to keep being disciplined in the eating area was because at the time we all lived the family together. So basically, we all did our part of the grocery, and
Mhm.
like I didn't have to worry about what to buy because I took care of like cheese, milk, this and this, and my mother was like this, this, this. My father was this, this, this. But now it's like the first time I live alone. This is the first time I have to do the whole grocery for myself. So I
Mhm.
didn't really know what was the cheapest and the best thing to buy. So I guess that was hard for me to readjust myself,
Okay.
but now I could say that I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I eat normally.
You've
uh,
you've
I'm
mastered
good.
it. You've like
Yeah.
you're good.
Oh, I
That's
didn't
good.
master it, honey, but I'm good. Oh, honey, master nah, 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 nah. I'm not that cocky.
You
So yeah.
talked about the balance and also I feel like you're in a different cycle because the first 5 months you were really like losing weight. And
Hmm.
would you say that like right now you're at a different level in your like physical health? Like you're not just losing weight, but you're trying to like maybe build muscle, maybe improve fitness
Oh
for
yeah.
whatever reason.
I mean, once again, I don't mean to correct you, but once again, my goal was never to lose weight. It was to be healthy. And to
Be
be
healthy.
healthy in my case, it was losing weight. because
Okay.
I just needed to, like, I couldn't breathe, honey. Like every time I would climb the stairs, like I would be breathless. So I was like, I need to get away from me
Okay.
from this. For my case, my weight was keeping me from being healthy. This is why I had to lose this weight to be healthy. And today, my goal, I have two main goals. It's stay healthy, really stay
Okay.
healthy. Um, and also, yes, building muscle. Like, I don't know if you can see it at the camera, but this was not there before. Okay. And I like, this is also something that, like, I like to share to people. When you're overweight and you lose a lot of weight, be prepared of the excess skin, because this people don't show this when they lose weight. Okay, I'm not afraid of showing it. I'm proud of it. Okay, this is my scar. This is the proof
Okay.
that I lost weight. And also now I can make. Don't look at this. Look at this. Don't look at this. Look at this. So always find, always look at your flaws and see them as beautiful. It's just that
Oh.
simple. Like for me, like my excess skin on the belly, my excess skin in the arms, like these are battle scars. I call them battle scars, okay, because they're part of me now. And yes, if you ask me, do you wish that they were not there? I would say yes. I'm not gonna lie. I wish I didn't have excess skin, but I'm not gonna let this defeat me,
Oh yeah.
because they're part of me. It's a proof of my success.
Oh yeah. Exactly. So be proud of the battles that you've won.
Exactly. So yeah, that's my answer yet again.
Excellent. This is a great answer.
Thank you.
Awesome. Let's get on with the red cards,
I
and
cannot
I'll
wait to
ask.
reach Violet.
Yeah. So number between 2 and 30.
2 and 30. Mm, 18.
18. What has been the most difficult thing for you to learn in your journey?
The most difficult thing to learn in my journey. That's a great question. I learned a lot of things. I learned that this is, I don't know if it's difficult to learn, but it made me somewhat sad to learn that, because I realized that people treat me better after I lost all this weight.
Oh, okay.
People talk to me differently. I feel like they respect me more because I lost this weight. And in a way, I could understand their respect in the sense that, oh, wow, you did something very grandiose, very amazing. I'm proud of you. I respect you. But also, I still deserve their respect, even when I wasn't a skinny bitch.
Yeah,
And
okay. But would you say it's necessarily like the respect that they gave you, or just their admiration? Like, were
that,
they respecting you before, but they just like admired you now?
not just I, it's also the people. Sorry, I'm gonna come up with an answer. English is hard today. So
Take your
the
time.
people that knew me before and know me now, I totally understand their respect and admiration comes from a place of love and pride. But I'm also talking about people who I meet today that didn't know the quote unquote old me. I have a very different experience with them that I have with people that I met before. People
Oh,
I met
okay.
before had not a great interest in me, and people today, I feel like I gain more respect from them, more intrigued. Like people are more attracted to me nowadays,
Okay. They're more
and
interested in you.
they're more interested in me. They take me more seriously
Oh, okay.
because I don't know, because I'm cute, I guess. And
You were
that's
always
something
cute.
that made me sad. Thank you. But before that, I was unconventionally cute. I'm gonna say it like that. I was unconventionally a cutie poopy. So I'd say it's something that kind of makes me sad, that I understand this. The world is cruel, and obviously, technically, I'm happy that they treat me better now than before, but I wish they treated me as good now as they did before. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Okay. So during the first meeting, the first time you're meeting someone, you felt a difference in how people saw you, talked to you, and were interested
Yeah.
in you.
And not just
Okay.
that, like let's say I go to a restaurant.
Oh yeah.
Like before that, when I was like, oh, I'm gonna take this, like I would get like funny looks or anything like that. But nowadays I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get this. I don't get these funny looks. Like they're just like, okay, cool, yay. This is
Oh,
something I
okay.
noticed, and it kind of makes me a little bit sad because yeah, it's just
You,
harder for big people to live in this world. Not just it's harder because the world makes it harder.
mm, mm,
So
okay.
I'd say this
All
is
the
the harshest truth that I got from my
that
journey.
you had that you had to learn is that
Yeah,
most people might treat you differently depending on how
you
you
look.
look.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a harsh truth, but yeah, I do like the thing that you said about like it's the world makes it difficult.
and
Um,
especially if I may, especially the gay community, because okay,
really.
spoiler alert, I'm gay. Woo! I know. What a surprise. Woo! LGBTQ baby. But this is something that often people don't realize. But gay people, we're really shallow. we really we constantly compare ourselves to other people. At the time when I was trying to talk to another gay human being, he wouldn't consider me one bit. He would be like, "You're a fatty, goodbye." Nowadays, people are more like, "Hey, you cute, wanna do something later?" I would be like, "Yeah, obviously." But it makes me sad to be like, I needed to look like this to be more attractive. I wish I mean, to be fair, before I wasn't. I consider myself ugly before, but not because I was a big boy. Because I didn't take care of myself. You know, my hair was a mess. I didn't take care of my skin, of my face, anything. It was multiple reasons why I was not. I didn't consider myself attractive. But nowadays, even if yes, I take care of myself, of my hair, my gay people, they don't give a shit most of the time. They just want to see abs. Okay, I don't have abs, but because I look more conventionally attractive to the gay community, and even right now, I look like a piece of shit for most of them. But there's still such a huge difference within the male gaze. We call it the male gaze. That it kind of just saddens me. I'll take it. I'll take that. More people are attracted to me, but it's still a sad to realize that. So
It's a
yeah.
sad truth. Oh yeah, I can understand. I feel like is it me or I feel like a lot of like the gay community might resemble a bit of the woman when you say that we constantly compare ourselves. I feel like it's more women than usually like heterosexual male. They do less
hmm
of it, especially on the physical side, I should say.
Yeah.
Well, we should like build and support each other in
Yeah.
each of us in each of our journey. We tend to like compare and competition. Yeah, be in a competitive
Mm.
state of
It's
mind when we meet.
yeah, totally. It's even it's like when you say woman. I mean, I don't know about women, but like you just said, like women compare each other. But for us gay people, it's even worse because not only we compare each, we're attracted to each other. So when I see a guy, I'm like, oh, he's cute. Instantly I'm gonna compare myself to him and be like, oh man, he has a better looking face. Oh, he has better looking arms. Oh, his legs are more muscly or things like that, or this and this. So because I look at him and I compare myself to him, I'm like, he's never gonna be attracted to me. So I don't even dare talking to him. Women compare themselves, but they're not attracted. Well, except for lesbians, but like lesbians,
Yeah, okay.
they're too busy like doing wood shop. Okay, okay. They're too busy being awesome. Okay, and doing kayak and stuff like. I don't know what lesbians does. Okay, so
Good know you.
because we're attracted to each other and we compare each other, it's just a very toxic environment most of the time.
Wow. I
So
had no idea. Like this is blowing my mind how I didn't like even think about like yeah, how in the
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 male
gay
gaze.
people, yeah, the male gaze, yeah, you
hmm
compare yourself and you're attracted. So yeah, wow, this is a really high barrier to entry, just to like
Mm-hmm.
talk to someone. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty much my harshest realization that I learned.
And I'm kind of curious,
Yes.
on the relationship side, has your journey transformed you or transformed your perception
Oh, totally, 100%.
on the
Like,
like romantic or like sexual relationship side, or like the attractiveness,
things
whatever?
changed a lot. Before I before 2 years, I'm gonna say before my journey. Here we go. Before my journey, I never. I went on like 2 dates for my entire life before 2021, and my sex life was very poor. It was like a well. It was very calm, and I'd
Okay,
say a little more than a year ago, in June 2022. I'm really good at remembering dates. I'm so good at that. Anyway, I started more
you are.
exploring my sexual life, and I could say without putting any details that my sexual life is way better now. Which I'm not gonna say it's because I feel cuter that I have a more active sexual life. I'm gonna say it's because I feel way more confident now. Because big people, they can have a sex life. That wasn't my case because I just didn't have the confidence. I just felt so ugly because of everything around me, because everything within me too, that I didn't dare trying anything. And I'd say that the sex part, it's cute, it's cute, it's nice, it's nice. I have a meetup this afternoon. I'm kidding. Um, my romantic life is better, still not very successful. I went on a couple of dates. It's very rare that I have a follow up with these guys because of reasons I really don't know. Maybe it's a me problem, maybe it's a them problem. There was this guy that we dated for 3 weeks in last winter, but it didn't go anywhere. Like, in the sense that he's a very nice guy, very nice, very cute. We get along pretty well. We're just too different to be in a romantic relationship. So we realized really quickly that we were better off as friends. So I would yeah, I've been single all my life. I'm still working on that.
You're still looking, though. You keep
I'm s-
looking at least.
listen. If someone is interested, anybody's listening, I'm available. Okay, I'm free. I'm cute. I'm kind of funny. Okay, sometimes I'm funny.
Super
Okay,
funny.
and I cook terribly, but we can work on that. But yeah, I still have this very sad. I tell people around me, I still have this very sad feeling that I will die alone. Like, this is something that I always thought, and I'm never gonna find love. But I do try to prove myself wrong. I'm trying to. I'm trying. I still think I'm never gonna find love, but I'm trying to prove myself wrong. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
the attitude that I am bringing to the table and the bed.
Right now. Well, I have to admire that through your journey. I feel like you discover who you are, and you feel to you. What I'm hearing is that you loved yourself so much more than before your journey, and
Hmm.
this is a journey, in my perception, that very few people in this world go through. Very few people, they might have been in a marriage for 40 years. They might look like they have the perfect sex life with like sleeping with one person a week, but they don't really love themselves. And it shows in their life, in their relationship, they're not fully happy. And I feel like you can only be fully happy if you make your own self happy. Then
Yes.
later you can find a partner to share that extraordinary life that I know you will
Mm-hmm.
have. But like the fact that you're able, like you have this like in construction, and it is an incredible, I feel it is an incredible evolution for your own self.
Thank
it,
you.
it's weird. I'm like really not afraid that you'll be alone. It's like
Oh,
assured to me that you'll find someone. It's
oh,
impossible for you not
thank
to.
you. Thank you. That means a lot to me. I don't believe you, but I'm trying to
You
believe you.
don't believe.
I'm working on that.
That would be another journey, though. That would be a
That's
totally
true. My
journey.
love journey.
A love journey. I would love to like get on an interview with you in 1 year for
Yeah.
to talk about your love journey.
Uh, we're not gonna have a lot more to talk, but maybe I'm
Oh,
wrong. I hope I'm
Yeah.
wrong. Once again,
Well,
anyone listening?
I feel like if like we want anything to change in especially your love life, we do need to like take the bull by the horns. I mean, we need
Yes.
to make some like changes, get some new habits in order to like
Yeah.
have this relationship goal that we have. But it
Yeah.
is
Change.
something, yeah.
Yes. Change what makes you unhappy and make it something that makes you happy, basically.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Mm-hmm.
Great citations. I really have
Thank
to
you.
like go through this interview and like
You need a notebook.
I need a notebook to write all the amazing pieces of content that you're giving me for free.
Thank you. I'm gonna have to charge you at some point. Where's my counter? Okay, let's calculator.
All right, let's go to the second red card question. So, a number
Ooh,
between 2 and 30.
2 and 30. I'm gonna say 3 because I started my journey on June 3. So
Oh, okay.
I know symbolism, baby.
Maybe you've talked a bit before about this,
Mhm.
but have you ever felt disrespected in
Oh,
your journey?
oh yeah, totally. I mean, there's so many people told me like, "Oh my God, don't lose weight, you lose sick. Oh, if you lose more weight, you're gonna start not looking good. I don't know why you talk to me about this. We all know you're gonna gain back your weight, stuff like this. Every journey has its challenges. There's always gonna be haters gonna hate. You know, it's it's just part of it. It's part of life. You don't even need to be on a journey to get hateful comments. Just
Yeah,
existing makes people hate you. Like so, no matter what you do, people are gonna judge you. So just do whatever the fuck you want, honey poo. That's just how it is. That's just how it works. If you constantly try to satisfy people, you're just gonna drive yourself insane. This
oh
is
yeah,
this is what
and you'll be
happens.
unhappy.
Yeah. So like obviously we're not going to go too far into the subject because we kind of already talked about it a lot before, but people are assholes and just protect yourself with toilet paper. This is not the greatest quotation I did, but I still like it. So I just imagine myself like with a toilet paper armor, I like a mummy, so I'm like, get away from me, wench assholes,
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah.
just how it is. People are gonna be hateful, but it's on you. It's your fault if you listen to them. It's honestly your fault if you listen to them.
Hmm.
Just
In my
do your thing.
perception, in my perception, people who hate you, they have an emotional connection to you because they hate you. Otherwise, they would just ignore you. So like
That's true.
you're kind of like um shaking their life just by
Uh,
existing.
And God
And so
knows I love
I
shaking things up.
yeah, I feel like you could be proud of it. Like, okay, like
Yeah.
you're shaking things up so much for them that they have to hate you. Like, okay, like keep like maybe not don't listen to them, but like keep doing your awesome stuff and being your awesome self.
But the scariest part are people who say that out of love. I have people telling me that, oh, if I lose more weight, I'm not gonna look as good. But they say that because they think it. They say that because they want to take care of me. They say that because they think I'm gonna be unhealthy if I lose too much weight. And this is the scariest part is when people say that out of love because they are terribly wrong and that hurts you. That it hurt me that these people that I trust, that I love, say that to me. But because they say that out of love, the important thing is to correct them because you want to keep them in your life. And in this situation, I think this is the moment that you want to prove them wrong because you want to still love them and you want to tell them, listen, I love you. This is what I'm telling you. You're wrong, bitch. So these are the hardest one. The people who say that out of hate, I don't give a shit. People who say that out of love, this is when I have to be careful and approach the confrontation differently.
Oh yeah. Can I add that I feel like when people when people kind of pin you out of love, I would say. I'm not sure it's necessarily out of love, but they have like their own perception of what like a perfect body looks like. They have their own
Mm-hmm.
experiences. They have their own like non like afraid moments. They're afraid. They each of us are like afraid of something, afraid of people's judgment. We all have this like specific perception, which is totally different from the other person, from everyone else.
That's true.
And I'd say that as someone who says something like this, um, in out of love, I feel like it's totally like it's nice of them that they want to share their
Mm-hmm.
thoughts to you, so like you don't make the mistakes that they think you're making. But I really like how you mentioned that you just need to correct them, like
Yeah.
really like put a barrier that like these people, you have your own perception, you have your own thoughts, but they
Mm-hmm.
are not mine. I have a
Yeah.
different goal, I have a different experience, and I want to do this and I want to do it like that. And I'm doing it like that. So whatever you say is not going to affect me. I appreciate that you love me enough to want
Yeah.
to maybe change something or give me advice, but I'm going to go my own way.
Yeah. It's like, thank you for your contribution. I'm gonna do me right now. I'm gonna do me. You do you, I do me.
Yeah, you do you, I do me.
Exactly.
Anything else?
Consent. No, I think we've pretty much wrapped up this subject. Unless you want me to keep talking, I love talking. So
Well, we can go on to the violet cards.
yeah, Violet. Yeah.
Funny. There's
Okay.
not a lot of them. There might
Uh oh.
not necessarily be like focused on your journey. They're just like
Mm-hmm.
general, sometimes interesting questions. So between number 2 and 16.
16. Oh. Let's go with 6 because I started June 3rd, so 6 month. I'm so fancy.
You're great with the dates. You're amazing at memorizing this.
Thank you. For me, it's important to know this part.
Oh wow. Me, I'm on the contrary, like I forget all this. I have a general impression of when things happen, but I couldn't say which month or which date. No, not at all.
I mean, you remember what's important to you. This is important to me. So
Oh yeah. We each do our own thing.
exactly, you do you, I do me.
Yeah, exactly. So
Mm.
the first question,
Yes,
what would you want engraved on your tombstone?
my tombstone's engraved.
Yeah.
Oh, good lord,
How
that's
would you like people to remember you?
I would probably something say like, yeah, he was funny. No, oh my god, I don't even know what's normally on tombstone other than beloved father and loving husband. So I don't think I'm gonna be a father. Never say never. I don't think I'm gonna be a father. I don't
Well,
want
do
to
you
get
want to
married.
be a father?
Huh?
Do you
Sorry?
want to be a father?
I don't want to. I don't want to.
Okay.
There's some specific scenarios that I could accept being a father. Like if I find a good man that already has children, I
Okay.
think that would be kind of the scenarios that I would um, think about it. But I don't want to like I don't want children. It's really that simple. So, but like I said, never say never. You know what I mean? And
And you mentioned
so
getting married?
I don't believe I don't like the concept of marriage. I have really really bad opinions about it. This is why I don't think I'll ever want to get married. But
Can
once
we
again,
can we can we hear a bit about those opinions?
elaborate
I'm
on this.
curious.
I just feel like marriage is just a social norm that comes from a very dark ritual place. Like I feel like it puts too much pressure. It's like I'm not gonna waste like $10,000 for a fucking ring. Nah, 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 nah. Bring me to Cuba, babe. Okay, now we can talk.
Yeah.
Okay, but like if the guy is like, oh, for me, like I was thinking about it with my friends, and like if the guy says, for me, the perfect wedding is like just a very fancy barbecue. I'm like, okay, now we're talking because wedding marriage in a sense has benefit like legal advantages, stuff like
Mhm.
this. So I would get wedded just for that. But like, I would not do a fancy wedding in a church or a back the back garden somewhere. For me, it would be like very simple, very unexpensive. I'm a cheap ass hoe. Okay, I'm cheap as fuck. Okay, for me, wedding is just a huge waste of money. But that's my opinion, and I totally understand people who like getting married. I like. I really don't care if you get. I'm not gonna judge you if you want to get married. Never gonna judge you. Do your thing. I don't want to get married, personally. But once again, I know I sound like a broken record, but never say never, you
Oh
know?
yeah.
So, but on my tombstone, honestly, I don't know. I feel like it's too early for me to say that. Okay, if someone tells me, bitch, you're gonna die in like 1 week, you need something on your tombstone. I would say something like if I wanted to be funny, I would probably put something like, "He tried very hard." That's what I would put on my tombstone. I would be like, "He tried, bitch. He tried." Okay? But if I had to be like dead serious, I would be I would be like something similar, but said more elegantly. I would be like, "He never gave up."
Oh, yeah. There's this a very different way of saying it, but it still means the same thing. He
Same
never
message,
give up.
different messenger.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He never gave up. That's how you would like people to remember you, that you were perseverant and you never gave up on things.
Yeah, I'd say that's it. I'd say that's my answer for now.
Okay. Yeah, for now.
For now,
Maybe in
in,
10 years it's gonna be
in three in
different.
3 years, it's gonna be like he gave up. Bitch, never mind, he gave up. Or like in 50 years, it would be like, who is it? Who's that? We don't know. Like they put Trevor in my tombstone instead of
Sure.
Travis.
They remembered Harry Potter though. If they put
Yeah,
Trevor.
let's do this thing. All
Oh my
right, that
god.
was a funny question, a really interesting one.
Yeah, you're making me like cry
You're welcome.
so much. Great, let's go on the second question. So
Is it
again,
the
between
last question?
yeah, it would be the last question. The last question. So between 2 and 16.
Let's go with 16. Let's go with the big last
16.
one.
I asked you this question already, so can you choose another? But the
Let's pick
question
another
was,
one.
if you died today, what would you want people to remember about you?
Okay, yeah,
Kind
so
of similar.
pretty much the tomb stuff.
Yeah,
He never gave up. Woohoo! Okay, finish. No. I'd say let's go with 12, just because it's a cute number.
12. It's a bit it's again and on like the death subject, but it's different.
Okay, but if you want to do something else, I don't mind. Like it's your decision.
No, I'll ask it. It's
Okay.
with which deceased person would you like to have a meal? So someone who died and you'd like to have a meal, either to like have a conversation, ask something. It could be a celebrity, it could be someone from your
A
entourage
deceased person.
that you would like to have a meal with.
I would revive Einstein because I want to know about E equal MC2. No, no. I'm like, bitch, what's up with that? No. Oh my god, that's a very good question. Honestly, the first person that came in mind, I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna cheat, and I hope you're gonna allow me to cheat. I would like to have a meal with my 4 grandparents because they
Oh,
all died when I was very young. I was never able to really have a childhood with them, and they all died from the heart. They all had heart
oh,
diseases, and somehow because of this knowledge, it kind of helped me giving myself the kick in the butt to go on this journey because I was like, I don't want to let this heart disease family thingy be the end of me. I want to I want to die saving the president, or I'm never gonna die. You know what I mean? So I feel
die
like having
heroically.
Exactly. Having this meal with them would not only help me get a little sense of childhood, because I always wanted to have this experience of having grandparents, and I'm never going to live that. And I think it's going to allow me to at least have this. And also because I want to somehow thank them for just by their conditions, just by knowing that they weren't lucky with their heart disease. I will try to be a little bit more lucky than them, and
Okay.
tell them I'm doing well. I'm working on myself. I'm trying to be a good person, and hopefully you all are proud of me wherever you are. So
Oh,
that's
that's
my
cute.
answer. Thank
That
you.
is very cute.
And
That is
so
a great answer.
thank you. I know my mother is gonna watch this, so I hope she's crying right now. Hi, mom.
Excellent.
So
Well,
yeah, that's my answer. Is that it? Are we done? Oh
yes,
no.
yes, we're done. I was
Okay, let's
about
do
to
it
like
again.
say,
Let's do it again with different numbers. Let's make a redo.
oh yeah, we could do a completely different interview with different questions.
But as fabulous.
Yeah, you were very great, very
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you so much for your time. Did you want to say something before we end the call?
It's really simple. Let's try to be motivational. Everyone who listened, I hope that I motivated at least one person. If it's just one, I'm happy. If it's no one, too bad. Let's try it again next week. And never forget that discipline comes before motivation. This is the one thing I will keep repeating until I die.
Till you die.
And yes, and I hope you guys have a great life and love yourself.
Great. So thank you so much, Guy.
Thank you.
We'll see each other soon on next week's episode. And take care of yourself, Travis.
Thank you. You too, Mary.